Please like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast. It really helps the channel. Ready to dive into some seriously creepy legends? We're going deep into the world of Thunderbirds today. We've got a whole stack of stories, eyewitness accounts, and even some old historical records about these gigantic, mysterious creatures.
It's crazy how Thunderbirds are so deeply connected to Native American cultures. It's not just some mythical creature, it's a powerful symbol. It's a force of nature that demands respect, even fear.
So are we talking real creatures hiding out in the unexplored parts of the world? Are they remnants of some prehistoric past? Or just figments of our imagination? Let's find out.
The Thunderbird's roots go way back in Native American mythology, especially among tribes like the Lakota. They believed Thunderbirds lived in the Black Hills. And get this, their wings beating caused the thunder. Their eyes flashing, that was lightning. And their feathers, they released rain.
Whoa, hold on. So a creature so massive, so powerful that it could control the weather.
Right. And the Lakota weren't the only ones. The Ojibwe people saw the Thunderbird as a protector, like a benevolent spirit watching over them. But it had a dark side, too. To the Algonquin, the Thunderbird was a scary entity, a punisher of anyone who did wrong, capable of unleashing its fury on those who disrespected the balance of nature.
Wow. So both protector and punisher.
Mm-hmm.
A force for good and evil. That's wild. And these stories really come to life, especially in the art of the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, yeah, the Haida people, for example.
Right.
They feature Thunderbirds all over their totem poles. These towering carvings often show the Thunderbird with its wings spread wide, talons out, capturing whales. It's a powerful image of their belief that Thunderbirds ruled both the sky and the sea.
Okay, so we've got the myths, the legends, the incredible art, but then we have actual sightings throughout history, some hundreds of years old, others pretty recent. But the descriptions are all eerily similar, painting a picture of something massive and terrifying.
Yeah, it's true. The number of accounts spanning across cultures and time periods, well, it's intriguing. Imagine you're an early European settler, coming to this new land, and suddenly you see something that matches those indigenous descriptions of a Thunderbird. That would be terrifying.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And then there's that story from 1890, the one about the Arizona cowboys. They claimed they killed this monstrous bird with a 16-foot wingspan. Some even said it looked like a pterodactyl.
That story, wow, even the Tombstone Epitaph newspaper covered it. It sent shockwaves across the nation. It suggested a link to a prehistoric past, a time when giants roamed the earth. Imagine the terror those cowboys must have felt, facing a beast that should have been extinct for millions of years.
It's like something out of a nightmare. And then we fast forward to the 20th century, and the sightings don't stop. In 1977, a young boy in Lawndale, Illinois, Marlon Lowe, he was supposedly grabbed by a giant black bird. Witnesses said it had a 10 to 15-foot wingspan, straight out of a horror movie.
And just a few years before that, 1948, multiple people in Alton, Illinois reported seeing the Alton giant bird. This thing, they said it had a wingspan of over 25 feet. It became a media sensation, really fueled the public's fascination with these mysterious flying giants.
And then, into the 21st century, we have sightings still happening. 2002, a bush pilot in Alaska claimed he saw a bird bigger than his plane. It's mind-boggling. So what could explain all these encounters?
Well, that's where it gets even more mysterious. We have a whole bunch of theories, some scientific, some venturing into the unknown. Some say Thunderbirds could just be misidentified large birds like condors.
But some of these descriptions, they're way bigger than any known bird. What about the theory they're surviving pterosaurs? Sounds like Jurassic Park,
It's
right?
a cool idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Science might say pterosaurs are extinct, but what if, just what if, some of them survived in some remote, unexplored part of the world? You've got Argentavis magnificens, that gigantic prehistoric bird with a 23-foot wingspan. It proves that truly massive birds did exist.
So maybe, just maybe, these creatures everyone thought were long gone. They're still out there, hiding in the shadows. It's a creepy thought.
Oh, for sure. But there are other explanations, too. Some researchers think Thunderbird sightings could be tied to weird atmospheric stuff, like maybe specific cloud formations, along with strange lighting. Maybe that creates the illusion of a giant bird, especially during a storm.
So optical illusions, maybe amplified by fear and, our senses going haywire during a storm. Could that explain why Thunderbirds are always linked to thunder and lightning?
Exactly. Our perception can be tricked so easily, especially when we're stressed or feeling heightened emotions. Imagine you're stuck in a crazy storm, wind howling, lightning flashing, and suddenly you see this huge, dark shape against the sky. It's easy to see how our minds would jump to conclusions and create something way scarier than what's really there.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about those who believe Thunderbirds are truly something else, something beyond what science can explain?
Yeah, we're getting into that area where science and folklore kind of bump into each other. Some theories say Thunderbirds could be like leftovers from the Pleistocene epoch, that time when giant creatures were all over North America. What if a species of giant birds existed back then too, and somehow survived, hidden away in some vast wilderness?
That's a wild thought, creatures from a lost world, still lurking in the shadows, watching us, like something out of a scary story.
It is kind of creepy. And then there are those who go even further. They say Thunderbird sightings could be, get this, secret military experiments, like super advanced drones or experimental aircraft flying silently. Their size could be mistaken for something, well, monstrous.
Whoa, so top secret government projects mistaken for mythical creatures. That's like a conspiracy theory, but it is intriguing.
It gets you thinking, and then for those who are into the paranormal, there's the idea that Thunderbirds might not even be from our world at all. What if they're interdimensional beings, visitors from another reality, briefly popping into our world and then vanishing just as quickly?
Interdimensional beings. Okay, now that's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it would explain why we've never found any real evidence of Thunderbirds, right? No bones, feathers, no actual proof.
Yeah, exactly. If they're just temporary visitors from another dimension, it makes sense that they wouldn't leave any traces behind. They'd exist on the edge of our reality. Just fleeting glimpses, like shadows in flickering candlelight.
That's both fascinating and kind of unsettling. But even if we can't prove they exist for sure, there's no denying their impact on our culture. It's a creature that still captures our imaginations, fuels our fears, reminds us there's so much we don't understand about the world.
Totally. The Thunderbird isn't just a creature, it's an idea. It's like a symbol woven into our collective consciousness. Some anthropologists believe these stories, they're a kind of collective memory, like echoes of actual encounters with giant birds from way back, maybe the Pleistocene. These memories get passed down through generations, and maybe they turn into myths and legends, shaping our perception and leading to the sightings we hear about today.
So even if Thunderbirds aren't real, physically, their impact on us is real, undeniable. They represent something primal, a connection to the mysteries of nature and the power of stories. But what about the sightings themselves? Are they all just misidentifications, hoaxes, or, overactive imaginations?
That's the tough question, isn't it? It's hard to say for sure. The lack of solid evidence makes it really hard to prove or disprove anything. It's like a puzzle with missing pieces. Skeptics point to the lack of physical proof, no bodies, no bones, nothing like that. But then again, North America is vast, especially those remote, unexplored areas. They could be hiding something incredible.
And there's also the consistency of the eyewitness accounts. Skeptics might say they're just stories, not reliable. But people from different cultures, different times, they describe very similar creatures. That's interesting. It's like there's this shared archetype, a primal fear of a winged predator, something that goes beyond time and culture.
Right. There's definitely a pattern there, hard to ignore. And you can't forget the sheer terror some of these witnesses describe. These aren't just casual sightings. These are encounters that really shake people up. They talk about dread, feeling watched, hunted even, like they've encountered something ancient and powerful, something that taps into our deepest fears.
Yeah, that's spine-chilling for sure. So where does that leave us? Are we any closer to figuring out the Thunderbird mystery?
Maybe not closer to a definite answer, but definitely deeper in our understanding of this whole phenomenon. The lack of proof keeps the door open for both skeptics and believers. It's a testament to the power of mystery and the limits of what we know as humans.
True. But even without proof, the Thunderbird still captures our imagination. It's gone beyond folklore and entered our modern culture.
Absolutely. From shows like Supernatural and The X-Files to all the books, websites, art, the Thunderbird is a pop culture icon.
It's like the mystery itself keeps us fascinated, draws us deeper into the Thunderbird enigma.
It speaks to our curiosity, that desire to explore the unknown, to face the shadows at the edge of our understanding. The Thunderbird, with its powerful image and scary reputation, it's like the perfect canvas for exploring fear, wonder, and that conflict between humanity and the untamed forces of nature.
And it's not just entertainment. These Thunderbird depictions often tap into deeper anxieties we have.
Yeah, reflecting our worries about the environment, losing wilderness, the potential consequences of what we do.
Exactly. The Thunderbird can be seen as a symbol of the wild. Those untamed forces we try to control but never really can. It reminds us that nature is both beautiful and terrifying, capable of giving life and taking it away.
For sure, a powerful message, especially in a world facing so many environmental challenges. But beyond the fear, the warnings, there's also a sense of awe, respect, recognizing the power and majesty of the natural world.
Definitely. The Thunderbird reminds us there are still mysteries out there, things we can't easily explain, forces beyond our control. It encourages us to be humble, to recognize that we're not always at the top, that there might be forces out there way bigger than us.
It's a humbling thought, and maybe we need that in a world that's often so focused on human dominance and control.
So we might not have proof of the Thunderbird's existence, but we can't deny its impact on our collective imagination. It's a creature that inspires awe, wonder, and, a healthy dose of fear, reminding us there's so much we don't know about our world.
I think you put it perfectly, and maybe that's the Thunderbird's true legacy. It's not about proving or disproving anything. It's about embracing the mystery, the power of storytelling, and recognizing that sometimes the most fascinating things are those that stay hidden.
That's a great way to put it. And with that, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive, our exploration of the Thunderbird. But before we go, I have one final thought for our listeners. So we've gone through the myths, the scary sightings, the different theories, even the Thunderbird's place in pop culture. But here's a question for you all listening. What if the Thunderbird isn't just a creature, but like a reflection of us?
That's interesting. How do you mean?
Well, we talk about how the Thunderbird represents our fascination with the unknown, the power of nature, even our deepest fears. But maybe it's also about something deeper, something about our own potential.
Oh, I see. You're saying the Thunderbird, with its power to fly, to control storms, to inspire awe and fear. Maybe it's a symbol of what humanity can achieve, for good or bad.
Exactly. Maybe it's not about finding a real Thunderbird out there in the wilderness, but finding that Thunderbird inside ourselves.
Unleashing that inner strength, connecting to something bigger, embracing that drive to explore and push the limits of what's possible.
Maybe the Thunderbird reminds us that we too can be great, courageous, that we have this deep connection to nature.
It's a powerful message, one that's been around for a long time. The Thunderbird, it's not just a creature, it's an idea, a symbol of human potential, and our connection to the mysteries of the universe.
So next time you're caught in a bad storm, or you're looking up at the night sky, think of the Thunderbird. Let it inspire you to embrace the unknown, to find your own potential, to never stop exploring the wonders and the shadows of our world.
And maybe, just maybe, if we're open to it, we might catch a glimpse of something incredible up there. A shadow against the moon, a hint of that wildness that's still inside us.
That's a perfect way to wrap things up. Thank you everyone for joining us in this deep dive into Thunderbirds. It's been a thrilling and chilling journey exploring the myths, the legends, the mystery of these amazing and terrifying creatures.
Always a pleasure to explore these topics with you and our listeners.
And remember, the conversation doesn't end here. We want to know what you think about Thunderbirds. Do you believe the stories? Have you had any encounters that freaked you out? What are your favorite Thunderbird stories or theories? Share your thoughts in the comments.
And please like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast. It really helps the channel.
Until next time, keep exploring the unknown. Keep listening to the whispers of the wind. And never stop looking up. You never know what might be watching you from the shadows above.